being an entrepreneur requires you to have a large ego and either a vision or a hallucination. And the problem is you have to believe they're one and the same. You know, this hubris combined with vision and passion is what makes startups create something out of nothing. I mean, just think about what we do. We sit around with a napkin and then we go, we're going to change the world. You know, sketch it, and we believe it. Not only do we believe it, we're able to convince you that we're going to do that. And in fact, we not only convince you we're going to do that, we're going to convince you to open your wallet and pour it out and like give us your money. And you're going to be happy even after you do that. And the odds of us actually doing that, 1 out of 100. But you'll give us your money again, and we'll do it again. My business school students, I'd say about 10% of them, at the end of every semester, come up to me. It's almost like clockwork. Say, Professor Blank, I really need some help in trying to decide where I'm going to go to work. Well, great. What are the choices? And they say, well, I've been offered a job at McKinsey. Well, that's spectacular. McKinsey is a world-class firm. Well, what's your other choice? Oh, a couple of my friends want to go do a startup. And I look at them and I still can't, even after all these years, can't get the shock off my face. And I go, well, you've just decided. What do you mean? I'm asking you to help me. I said, no, you've just decided. Join McKinsey. Because unless you're waking up in the middle of the night taking notes on your startup, or by the time you get to your shower in the middle of the morning, you can't wait to work on your startup. That's not what you're cut out for. A startup is an irrational passion. It is not a job. Normal people have jobs. Entrepreneurs are irrational, and unless you're irrational, don't think of it as a job choice. It's not a career choice. Entrepreneurship is a calling, and you shouldn't be doing it because your friends are doing it. You should be doing it because it's a virus that's gotten into your head, and you need it to get it out of your system. And some of us are just stuck with it for the rest of our lives. And sometimes it pays off, but many times it doesn't. But it is not a job. You know, as much as you think you know what a customer wants, you're probably wrong. Unless you've gotten out of the building and heard it personally multiple times, get out of the building. And that applies whether you're a low-level product manager or, more importantly, the CEO of the company. Hearing things second, third, and fourth hand doesn't cut it. And if I'm on your board and you're even the CEO and you tell me what someone else told you and it's critical, it doesn't work, and you're not going to be my CEO too much longer. Everything you think you know on day one is a hypothesis. And in fact, a hypothesis is a word that I only use in business schools because the students pay lots of money. In the outside world, it's called a guess. So if you really think about what a startup is, it's nothing more than a series of guesses. And the two fatal guesses for a startup on day one is the founder with his passion and vision saying, oh, I know what the customer problem is, and then immediately jumping to, therefore, I know what to build. Those two, I know what the problem is and I know what to build, drive most startups to, okay, let's get to work. And so the typical startup process is, I got the vision, great, let's hire engineers, here's the features, let's get it out, great, we'll go through alpha, beta, and then first to customer ship, we'll have a party, we'll launch, we'll hire the sales force, here's our revenue plan. If we really deconstruct that, we're just guessing. And the first step of it is customer discovery, is, hey, while we're building the product using an agile methodology, which we'll talk about in a second, why don't we get outside the building now? Not wait to first customer ship, but now. I want to talk to customers, and I know you have a vision, Mr. Founder, but please, just humor me, go outside and actually talk to people and see if anybody other than you shares this problem. Whoa. And then you've done that for a month or two or three or more. Okay, you think you really got it nailed? Great. Go out and get an order. Well, Steve, the product's not finished. No. Go get an order for the unfinished, buggy, untested product. Well, who would buy that? Well, if you don't have any passionate early customers, the odds are it doesn't get better later. Because I'd say, no, give them a letter of intent. Just tell them if it doesn't work completely, you'll give them completely all their money back. Well, I can't find any of those. Well, guess what? It doesn't get better. In a normal organization, what happens then? It's a crisis. In a startup, you assume that's going to happen. It happens all the time. Therefore, you simply pivot back to discovery and say, you know what, you didn't quite understand enough about the customers because you thought you said you did, but you went outside, tried to get an order, and it didn't happen. So instead of firing the VP of sales and having a bad board meeting, we just say, great, we're now pivoted. And this is 2 of the 4 steps, but it really concentrates the notion of, I thought I knew the customer problem, I thought I knew what features to build, but you know what? Why don't we reduce risk by actually getting out and testing? Tell me what the real odds of being an entrepreneur are, and that would be an interesting conversation. And the interesting conversation would be, is this a passion, or are you doing it because someone else wants to do it? And is it a passion? Do you have a family to support? Do you understand what the real odds of making anything more than a poor salary for the rest of your lives? One of the problems is which I didn't have as a young entrepreneur, is nowadays entrepreneurship is a glamour industry. When I started, it was what the nerds did, and no one was particularly interested in having that as a career. Now it's something that you think you should do because it's glamorous. I tend to discourage students from wanting to be entrepreneurs, not encouraging them.